Today I want to talk about Room 222. Room 222 was a dramedy that aired on ABC television from September 17th, 1969 until January 11th, 1974. It aired on Friday nights at 9 o'clock, right after The Brady Bunch and The Partridge Family, and it preceded The Odd Couple. I can only imagine just how fun watching that lineup must have been. If any of you have any memories of those Friday nights, please drop a comment below. I'm quite interested. Now, the lead character, Pete Dixon, history teacher, was played by actor Lloyd Haynes. Lloyd Haynes brought a charm and a warmth to the role that only endeared Mr. Dixon to everyone. Actually, the character wasn't that far off from Sidney Poitier's role in To Sir with Love, which had premiered just a few years before. Also in the cast, there was Denise Nicholas, who played the guidance counselor, Michael Constantine, who played the principal, and Karen Valentine, who played a student teacher. In addition to the show winning multiple Emmy Awards, including Best New Series, Michael Constantine and Karen Valentine each won an Emmy for their work on the show. The show wasn't afraid to tackle social issues, and as they did, they ushered in this time period that was carried on by All in the Family and Mary Tyler Moore of dealing with issues. One of my favorite stories or anecdotes about the show is that when Brooks and Burns, that's James L. Brooks and Alan Burns, who together and or separately helmed shows like The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Rhoda, and The Simpsons, the network insisted they included a laugh track, which was standard procedure back then in 1969. Brooks and Burns did not want to do it. However, the network insisted, and they included a laugh track. In the most awkward, weird moments where there was nothing funny at all. For instance, someone would say, "Hey, Pete, what'd you do this weekend?" And Pete would say, "I went out to dinner, had some pizza, and I saw a movie." Insert laugh track. So, after a couple of weeks of this being done, the network finally acquiesced and allowed them to leave out the laugh track. Let's just sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of Room 222. If you have memories of the show, or if you know more information, or if I got anything wrong, please do drop a comment below. As usual, I've included vintage promos and ads from the time to give it a more authentic feel. And don't forget to tap that like and subscribe button. It really does help the channel and to get the word out. All right, so sit back, relax, grab a drink, and we will talk to each other later.
take me along.
But, honey, it's business. It's just a week. Be back before you know it.
Take me along if you love me. Take me along if you love me. Take me along with
I love you, little cutie, but the office is my duty.
my heart will rise. Sweet and glorious, high above a throng. If you will take me along with you.
If you take your wife along on United, we'll give you up to 1/3 off her fare. Let you charge it with our credit card. And in most cities, you can even get reduced hotel rates on the weekend.
My lips will sing something jubilant, sweet and clear and strong. If you will take me along with you, fly the friendly skies of United.
Friday night is family night on ABC. First join the Brady Bunch. Alice and Greg and Carol and Mike, Marcia and Jan and Cindy and Peter and Bobby and Tiger.
What is it?
Our house with 8 bedrooms.
And then spend some time with Nanny and the Professor and Butch and Hal and Prudence and Waldo.
What do you think about that, Dad?
Well, I think that I'd rather not think about it.
And then it's the Partridge Family. Shirley and Keith, Danny and Laurie, Chris and Tracy, and Reuben.
You are making me a nervous wreck.
Remember, Friday night is family night with Alice and Greg and Shirley and Hal and Waldo.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Good morning, Bill. How's it going? Good. Good morning. Excuse me,
Attention,
Pete. Good
please.
morning, Charlie.
Photographers from the Times will take pictures today. If our cafeteria area is clean, our beautiful students will look even more so. Hi, Pete.
Good morning, Bunny.
Can someone fix the lock on my homeroom? I can hardly open the door.
Did you try?
I tried.
Oh, there'll be no fire drill today. The alarm goes off, ignore it. Unless it's a real fire, of course. I have to talk to you later. What room are you going to be in first period?
222, Mr. Kaufman.
The band played outside my 11 o'clock window again yesterday. Do I have to keep buying my own chalk? They're ignoring my requisition slips.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dixon.
Your father drive you to work?
Uh-huh.
I'll drive you home.
Lovely.
Have a delightful day, Miss
Stop worrying
McIntyre.
about it. You're going to be fine. Wait a minute. Miss McIntyre, everybody. Now, don't forget the 11A PTA meeting tonight. 8 o'clock in Henderson Hall. Be cake and cookies.
Good morning, Miss McIntyre.
Hey, Richie.
I'm taking attendance.
What are you doing that for?
Look, I don't want an argument. Are you here or not, Abram?
Well, yeah, I'm here. What do you think I am?
He's here, man, honest. Allen. Jason Allen.
Get yourself together, baby. Ain't it enough you dress like the teacher?
Jason Allen here or not? Oh, yes. Jason's here. Anderson.
No.
Here. Howley.
I seem to be here.
Mary Ann Fuller. Here. Oh, Mr. Dixon.
Here?
Everybody's here today.
Thank you, Richie.
Oh, don't mention it.
Hey, I just got a great idea. Why don't I teach history?
Yeah.
Civil War period, 1861 to 1865. 4 years. Some historians have spent a lifetime studying those 4 years. We have a week. How many of you read last night's assignment? The truth?
Yeah.
See you in a minute. Yes, sir. Al, write names of these books on the blackboard.
Pete Dixon, Alice Johnson.
Hi, it's a pleasure.
Miss Johnson is here to dry the area behind her ears. She's going to spend the rest of this semester with you, student teaching. And if she's smart, she'll go back to college and change her major.
Oh, I really care about teaching. I hope it's a meaningful semester for both of us.
Just what you always wanted, right? Meaningful semester.
Thank you, Mr. Kaufman.
Keep in touch.
Bye, Mr. Kaufman. He doesn't like me. But I'm sort of used to it. See, I have this way of getting on people's nerves, but I'm working on it. That's why I think it's very important that you and I establish good human relations.
Right.
I know I have a lot of middle-class hang-ups. I went to a segregated school.
Oh, that's okay. So did I. This is Miss Johnson. She's a student teacher. You can have that seat back there, Miss Johnson.
Thanks.
Here are the titles of 3 fine books on the Civil War. You'll find them in the school library. The one I like best is Carl Sandburg's The War Years. Okay, now, causes of the Civil War. What were they? Mary Ann.
The prime cause of the Civil War was the Southern states' insistence upon holding slaves.
Wait a minute. Straight from the book?
Oh, yes, sir.
Can we go completely by one book? Books disagree. This book is now being revised. This world is being revised, so you'd better start doing some thinking now, some questioning.
But, Mr. Dixon, that is the answer.
One answer, a simple answer. Was it all that simple? According to Mary Ann, it was a question of morality. The North felt sorry for the slaves. Is that it? Bernie?
No. The North was willing to let the South keep slavery. They just didn't want it to spread. No, the abolitionists were in the North, and they thought it was immoral.
Then how come the Negro in the North couldn't vote?
Is that right, Mr. Dixon?
Look it up. Richie?
Well, the North had to pay their workers, but the South had slaves.
Okay, now we're talking morality, politics, economics. Keep it up. Nicole?
Can I come half an hour late on Friday?
We'll talk about it after class. Helen?
The North and the South were both interested in the new territories.
Could you say that a little louder?
Both sides were after the new land in the West.
Richie?
Well, the big thing was the South wanted to pull out of the Union, but the North wanted to hold it together.
No, Richie, I didn't call on you for an answer. Miss McIntyre wants to see you.
Richie, you've been doing so great lately. The top 10% of your class. I sent a letter home to your folks to let them know how happy we were about it, and it came back. No such address.
Oh, yeah, sure. I live at 8217, not 8211.
Tell me the truth, Richie. You do live in the school district, don't you?
And that boy, Richie, so eager. Like so many of your students are that way. I feel I learned more this morning than at 3 years of college. It's not like you were teaching them. It's like you were just talking to them.
Oh, excuse me. I just want to get to the coffee. Have a meaningful lunch.
I think it's so significant that you're colored. I meant that as a compliment. Did I use a wrong term? Well, I better ask you straight out. Do you prefer colored, or Negro, or black?
I've always preferred Pete.
Hey, that was wonderful. I mean, you really put me down, and I deserved it. But see, I don't do these things intentionally. I'm a product of my environment. And I bet. Thanks for lunch.
Okay. May we join you, Ben?
Yes, of course.
Ben Stewart? Alice Johnson.
Hi.
Student teaching.
Huh? You're lucky you didn't get my class. I had to send 8 kids to the VP's office this morning.
VP?
Vice principal.
Who can control them? As far as they're concerned, rules are made to be broken. And so are teachers.
Maybe there are just too many rules.
A teacher can't be expected to cope with puberty.
Excuse me.
Where are we going?
Oh, Alice, go ahead and finish your lunch.
Is it what I said before? Because you know I didn't.
No, I'll see you in class.
I was getting waterlogged waiting here.
What's happening?
Well, it's Richie. Well, I think he may have lied about living in the school district.
Hold off from telling Kaufman.
Pete, I can't do that.
Let me find Richie and talk to him. Hey, have you seen Richie Lane?
No.
Have you seen Richie Lane? He was over at the park a while ago. Richie? Not easy to find.
I guess you saw Miss McIntyre.
That's right.
Can I ask you something? Where did you go to high school?
Tyler?
And I know what you're gonna tell me. You can do it, so can I.
I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm here to listen, but I want you to be straight with me.
Well, I tried to make it there. I tried to get something out of that school. Didn't sound. My friends started coming down on me like I was something weird. And I just couldn't take all that dumping. Plus all that other stuff. Half-day sessions, cops in the hall, fights every time you look up. Okay. You went there and you got over. But I just can't book all those hours.
You shouldn't have to. So you just marked down a phony address and came here?
Oh, but I've been doing real good, right?
Right.
Tell me the truth, Mr. Dixon. Are you bringing the word? Am I gonna get bounced back there to Tyler?
I don't know, Richie.
Undercover, out of sight.
A year ago, I wouldn't give 2 pop bottles for a cop. Now look at us.
The Mod Squad.
Idiot maid locked me in a closet.
Well, at least you had a maid.
At least you had a closet.
Link.
Bad trip, man.
Hey, look out!
From all the transitions of prayers to pills to booze to acid to junk and back again, I still can't remember the words.
Cops. 1 white, 1 black, 1 blonde. The Mod Squad.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me.
Join the Muriel Mild crowd. Pick one up and smoke it sometime.
The test if he could have understood the questions.
Look, if you just pass him, he won't do it again.
You'll have to understand. She was 12 days premature.
Sidney Poitier is my favorite actor.
He's very good.
Very good. He's terrific. Say, you don't teach English, do you?
No, American history.
Because last night I was up reading a terrific book by James Baldwin. Brilliant writer.
Any favorite singers?
Sammy Davis Jr. He's very good.
What about Frank Sinatra?
Oh, he's okay.
But no Ella Fitzgerald, right?
Exactly.
Excuse me.
You know, I have this fascination for statistics. This is my 3,000th PTA meeting, and I didn't like the first one.
Could I speak to you a minute, Miss McIntyre?
What are you doing?
You haven't told Kaufman about Richie yet, have you?
No, not yet.
Good.
Well, why good?
Because you're not going to tell him.
Pete, don't make up my mind for me. Besides, what are people going to think if they see us off with each other like this?
Right now, nothing. In another minute, they're going to think we're having one whale of a fight.
Fight by yourself. Pete, don't get me mad.
If you don't come with me right now, I'm going to kiss you in front of the entire 11A PTA.
We'll talk in the morning. You don't want him sent back to Tyler, and neither do I. But what about those 2,000 kids who are stuck there right now? What about them?
Richie Lane, we can do something about.
What am I doing as the heavy? I'm just doing what I have to do.
Sure. Liz McIntyre, all upper middle class. Touch all the bases, follow all the rules. Yes, sir, Mr. Kaufman. We're gonna kick Richie out.
You don't really believe that, do you?
No, honey, I don't. It's just the most powerful argument I know. I figured it was worth a try.
Pete, I can't be you. I've got to be me. Maybe that means touching the bases and following all the rules. But that's the way I am. I love the way you are. But I can't hold off telling Kaufman any longer. Understand?
No, baby, I don't. Because there's a kid on the line here. You're supposed to be covering the class. What are you doing out here?
I'm self-evaluating. Look, for example, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest teacher in the whole world, and a 1 being a, get him out of here, well, you're an 8, and I'm a 2. 2s just don't fill in for 8s.
Richie, I want to see you after class. Okay, Civil War generals. Let's get to it.
Do you have a Richard Lane? Come with me, please. Better bring your books. Let's go.
Okay, if anyone has anything to say, say it. Al.
Why'd they pull Richie?
Richie doesn't live in this district. We found out, so he has to go back to his old school. That's it. Helen.
Yesterday you were saying how things are never that simple.
I can't hear you, Helen.
Yesterday you were saying how things are never that simple. Today you said that they pulled Richie out because he doesn't live in the district. Isn't that a simple answer?
She don't talk loud, but she sure talks good.
When you have 3,000 kids in a school, it is simple. starts getting complicated when you know Richie Lane. Miss Johnson, take over the class.
He can't do nothing. Richie had them big ideas, so they just naturally gotta come down on him.
I've just been in class a day, but I feel like I know many of you already. Now you're gonna get a chance to know me.
Well, whoopee.
Civil War generals. Now, I don't know why I'm so interested in that, but you know how some things strike your interest, and before you know it, you're interested. Anyway, Civil War generals were the sort of men who, Jason, why are you still standing?
'Cause I'm tired of sitting.
I see. Jason, are you trying to frighten me?
Didn't know you were so scared.
Well, I am. This is the first time I've ever taught a class, and I'm darn scared. You're making things a lot harder for me. What's the point?
Go on, man. Sit down. Come on, Jay.
That is not a problem. Let me put it this way. That is not our problem.
You have to know Richie.
I have to know all these kids, 3,000 of them. See that? Now you made me holler. All right. Time for words of wisdom. Pete, I had to accept a long time ago that I'm a principal, not a social worker.
Just check his record. Do you know what his IQ is?
And you're a teacher, not a social worker.
If you send him back...
You're not a social worker, Pete! Liz, tell him he's not a social worker.
Right. I'm a teacher. I'm here to teach. But there's a regulation that says I can't teach this kid, that he's got to go to Tyler. And that's wrong. Because I know Tyler. I'm from Tyler. And what they're doing there isn't teaching, it's controlling. Here's our regulations. And I say they stink, Mr. Kaufman. Unless somewhere in all of these pages, there's one rule that says I can teach this kid.
But if he stayed here, he could end up with a scholarship. If you send him back...
Oh, great. You too.
Well, of course, me too.
Well, you two are going to leave this office thinking that I'm a louse, because that's what I have to be right now. As part of my civil service examination, it said, can you be a louse? I answered yes, so they made me a principal.
This must have happened before. Don't tell me there's never been a kid in this school from out of the district.
Yes, but there were valid reasons.
What were they?
Like someone wanting to take a course here that he couldn't get at his own school.
Well, that doesn't apply. Everything on this boy's schedule he could get at Tyler High. Look for yourself.
What would you say if I told you that Richie mentioned to me the other day he wanted to change his program?
I would say he had incredible timing.
And suppose this new subject isn't taught at Tyler, but we teach it here. What then?
Okay, I get it. I'm not sure I should, but I do. Bonnie, call downtown. Find out what courses we offer that they don't give at Tyler High.
Blessings on you, Seymour Kaufman.
Oh, I've had that kid waiting in the detention room till I could notify his parents. You better get him in here.
You just flunked the mouse test.
So? I make a lousy louse.
Richie, come with me. Come on.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
All you have to do is take one of these subjects.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, there are two subjects.
What are they?
Basic calculus.
I'll take it. Oh, you can't. Well, you haven't had trigonometry yet.
What's the other one? What's wrong?
This other course. I had kind of a tough time with it myself, Richard. I'm not sure you'd take to it.
Oh, sure I would. What's the subject?
Hebrew.
It's a very interesting subject, Richie.
Yeah. Sure, Mr. Dixon. I've always wanted to learn Hebrew.
Of course you have. Well, anyhow, that's it. The only two courses we offer that they don't. It was bound to be offbeat.
Can I go to my next class now?
You better. Richard? Good luck.
Shalom, Mr. Kaufman.
Some people who don't worry about dandruff ought to. Pam, for instance. Good-looking girl. Until you looked close. Dandruff. Never occurred to her that behind her back people were thinking, dandruff. Of course, some people just can't hide their thoughts.
Look, Mommy. That lady has dandruff.
Dandruff? Me? Pam got the word. Started using Head and Shoulders, the most effective dandruff shampoo you can buy. Had everything her other shampoo had, too. Nice lather, nice smell, beautiful way of handling hair. Pam just made Head and Shoulders her regular shampoo. And of course, it really worked on her dandruff. You can imagine what he's thinking now. Pretty hair. Head and Shoulders. Maybe you ought to think about it.
We are looking into the future. Chances are you'll smoke a cigarette that offers advanced filtration and good taste. But wait, one cigarette does all that today. True filter cigarettes. Great taste and only 12.5 milligrams tar, 0.7 milligrams nicotine. Shouldn't your brand be true today?
Your Coca-Cola bottling company congratulates the lunar astronauts. There is, however, just one little thing you should know about.
Hey, Pete! Pete! Wait a minute. Oh, am I lucky I found you. I need help. I mean it, I need help. Oh. Oh, hi! Hey, I didn't know you two were socially involved.
Liz and I don't want a lot of gossip going on about us.
I won't tell. I would have guessed, though.
You said you needed help.
Oh, it's nothing. Just that I failed as a teacher today, but that's my problem. You go on ahead. I'll see you around. Go on. Go ahead.
Come on.
Hmm?
I'll give you a lift and we can talk about what's bothering you.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Hey, this is swell.
You know, Alice, you can't expect to be a great teacher in one day.
Oh, I don't. I'm gonna give it a week.
Good idea.
Yeah, I figure, you know, with all the studying that I've been doing in class, have you ever seen him teach a class? It's so fantastic. The kids are just so eager and at such attention you can't believe. If I'm...
Did someone say Dodge fever? You are crazy, did you know that? It's bully. She is a meanie. So please, no Dodge fever now.
There's just no resisting it. 1969 Dodge Charger. Excitement only Charger can claim. A new look up here, wide new taillights back here, and a wild new V8 performance in here.
No Dodge fever now.
And how about optional air conditioning? Lets you give the cold shoulder to heat, dust, even road noise. Lets you keep your cool. Chrysler Air Temp makes it a breeze. So order it on 1969 Dodge Charger. Dodge Fever. more forceful than ever.
Roger's turning up the fever now.
Let Yourself Go. Sunday nights on ABC. Land of the Giants. The FBI. The ABC Sunday night movie.